Hi everyone. Before speaking on the topic I have written on the board, I would like to say a few words of thanks to Professor Harish Jaswani, Head of Department, Computer Department, Government Degree College, Radkana, for his invaluable suggestions. And I'm also indebted to Farhan Surayo. I'm calling his name informally because he has remained my student. He's a young and dynamic person. He also time and again gives me technical support to create these videos. So I'm really indebted to both of them. Now let's start with today's topic. The topic today I have selected, that is compound noun, countable and uncountable noun, and the rules of pluralization. Let's start with compound noun. Earlier we learned that noun is the word. I'm overemphasizing on the word because mostly students think that noun is simply a single word, which is not the case. Sometimes we have more than one word, but still they act as a single word. So that is what we call a compound noun. So the name may be single, but the words in it may be more than one. So what is compound noun? Two or more words used together and considered as a single word. Means considered single word, but in written or saying the word contains more than one words. So that type of a noun is called compound noun. The example of the compound noun are housekeeper, commander-in-chief, and babysitter. Now you can see housekeeper consists of two words, but still it is considered as a single word. Commander-in-chief consists of three words, but still it is considered as a single word. Then we have babysitter. It also consists of two words, but it is also considered as a single word. Now you can see that I have written the three examples in different ways. I have written babysitter as a one word. I just have underlined them so that it may be clear. Otherwise, it is a single word. So, housekeeper, I have written as a single word. A compound noun may be written as a single word, and this is very common in present day English. Commander-in-chief, it contains three words and each word is written separately. So the compound noun may be written like this. Then babysitter, a little line, that is called hyphen. So a compound noun may be written as a hyphenated word. So hyphenated words are those words when two or more than two words we connect by this little line, so we call them hyphenated words, and this little line is called hyphen. Now the second thing that we are going to learn is countable and uncountable nouns. In the language there is a concept of singular and plural. So when we think of singular and plural, so the thing that comes countable and uncountable. Let's start. What is a countable noun? The countable nouns are those nouns which occur as separate items. Means they are separated. If I say fan, two fans, three fans, so three fans are separate item, and we can count them if we like. And if we count them, we usually use numbers. Sometimes we are confused and we are not able to decide whether a noun is countable or uncountable noun. So in that condition, there's a tip that if you are uncertain whether a noun is countable or uncountable, put before them these numeral adjectives 1, 2, 3, 4. For example, I say water. Can I say 2 waters? Of course not. Means it is uncountable noun. If I say cap, can I say 5 caps? Of course I can say. So that's why it is countable noun. So to determine whether a noun is countable, put before it the numeral adjective and it will be clear to you that whether it is a countable or uncountable noun. So car, school, fan, pen, rhyme, wow, pen, and chair, etc. They are called countable nouns. Quite opposite to the countable nouns, we have also another group of nouns, we call them uncountable nouns. Whenever in the class I teach this topic and ask students, can you give me the example of uncountable nouns? So the first example they give me, stars. So they are uncountable because their number is so huge that we can't count them. The uncountable nouns are not that if something or some item's number is so great that it is beyond our count, so we start calling it uncountable noun. It's quite a different thing. It's not like that. So then what is an uncountable noun? Let me define it. Uncountable noun is not counted. You can see I have not reckoned, cannot be counted. This is where the mistaken, it is taken for wrong way. Our students are mistaken. So I have written is not counted, means normally in the language we don't count them and there's no concept of counting in them. So the uncountable nouns are the names of materials. If I say gold, silver, flour, etc., substances, names of substances, and abstract nouns, they are also uncountable nouns. Now, why must we learn countable and uncountable nouns? And what is their use? Because if you are not properly able to determine whether the noun is countable or uncountable noun, so you will make a lot of mistakes in pluralization. So the countable nouns actually have 2 forms, singular and plural. Means if a noun is countable, it has a singular form and it has also a plural form. But if the noun is uncountable, so it has only one form, that is singular. Uncountable noun has no plural form. So that's why we must know the difference between the countable and uncountable noun. Now when the countable noun has 2 parts like singular and plural, so we must know how to make a noun plural. And there are so many rules in English. As a teacher, when I check the composition of students, I find a lot of mistakes they are making because they don't know the basics that how the nouns are pluralized. So let us learn the rules where there are rules. There are certain situations there are no rules. So where there are rules, what are the rules? Let's start. The first rule of pluralization is adding s. Normally, if you are making a noun plural, simply you have to add s at the end of the word. Like boy, plural, boys, I simply added s. Cow, I added s, and cows. This is the very basic rule everyone knows. But in some of the cases, we have to add es. This is where the problem starts. The students don't know whether to use s or es. There are rules to properly use s or es. So what are the nouns which take es? Let's discuss. The nouns that end in ch, but be careful, the two letters ch has two common pronunciations. Ch may be pronounced as ch, like in chair, and ch may be pronounced as k, like in chemistry. So you have to take care of that thing. I will define it later. Then if the noun ends in s, you have to add es. If noun ends in sh, you have to use es. If the noun ends in x, you have also to add es to make it plural. And most of the nouns ending in o also take es. Like if I say brush, sh, so to make it plural I will add es. Brushes. Class, s, so to make it plural I have added es. Match, ch, and its sound is ch. If the sound of ch is ch, then you will add es. So that's why I have added here es, ch. Box, x, and I have made it plural by adding es. Hero, o, and I have made it plural by adding es. But there are some exceptions to this rule too. And what is exception? When there is a defined rule but it does not apply in a particular situation, we call it exception. So what are the exceptions? For example, I have a word stomach. Please note the pronunciation. It is not stomach, it is stomach. K. The last sound is k. So if your ch, if your word ends in ch and its pronunciation is k, then you will simply add s but not es. Piano, o, the word ends in o, but still I am adding simply s. And other words that take s is like photo, only s, ratio, only s, stereo, only s. Now the question arises, how should we know? We don't have any well-defined rule whether to use es with o or s. The best suggestion is refer any best dictionary, and I would recommend you the best dictionaries before me that are written for the foreign students. That is Oxford Advanced Learners Practical Dictionary and Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English. It's a wonderful guide on words, especially for new learners. So refer them if you are uncertain whether to use s or es with them. Then my next rule is that if you are making a noun plural, you have to use ies in the end. Then what are the nouns that I take ies? If the noun ends in y. For example, if I say baby, the last letter of this word is y, so I have changed y into I and then I have added es. So baby, babies, pony, y, and I have changed it into is, ponies. But the question arises that does this rule apply to all the words that end in y? The answer is no. Again, there is exception to this rule. So how should I know that where I don't have to change y into is, only have to add s? There is a rule. Let us discuss. For example, I have a word boy, so I won't change y into ies, I will only add s. What is the reason? What is the rule? If you have y in the end of a word and before y you have a vowel, then y does not change into I. You simply have to add s to make it plural. So boy, boys, only I added s. Bay, and its plural is bays, not ies. But here if you see Y, before Y we have B, which is a consonant, so I changed Y into IES. So I hope that you would have learned all the things that I have tried to teach you. There are still so many rules of pluralization. It was not possible for me to cover them or cover all the rules within this short of time, because if I'm writing all of them, it would have taken a lot of time. So this sequence will continue to be continued. Inshallah, in my next video, I will be talking about other rules of pluralization. Until then, bye bye.